Hello everyone! Hatching Tide is here, and it's time for one of the weirder festivals in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, of course, in the real world, most of us know what's going on. Easter is just around the corner, and therefore, Hatching Tide joins us in game. But have you ever wondered why do we celebrate Hatching Tide? I can tell you, it's one weird story. I actually have a video on it. Find it either in the iCard or the description. You will not regret it. But it is time to jump into this year's festival. And just like last year, I am just confounded by the music they chose for this event. Now you may also have noticed something different about me. I got a new haircut. I am absolutely in love with it. Now, like every year, our festival starts right here in the amphitheater in Gridania. Except, well, there is one thing that is a little bit different this year. And it's this fella. That is the tallest tonberry I have ever seen. And that's because it's not really a tonberry at all. Now, I'm not sure how we got tonberries into the mix. Now, Easter has always confused me a little bit. I know the original, Christian origin of it. I also know there apparently were other festivals before that, but I've never been able to understand how we ended up with chocolate eggs laid by bunnies. But that doesn't matter because somehow the festival in Final Fantasy is also really, really weird. And we start this year by going to talk to Chili Aleppo and this trembling tonberry. I don't know, it seems kind of shady. Now is my chance, now all shall know their splendor. Heavy breathing, what the hell is this thing? Anyway, we are gonna go talk to Jilly. And the description of this quest is glorious. You feel eyes upon you. And they're not just Jilly Aleppos. Now as we meet with Jilly, we learn that she's had a dream. It seems to be the event every year. She has weird dream designs to recreate it as close as she possibly can. But this time, she dreamt about tonberries, which she believes don't exist. Let's just all agree to never tell her that tonberries are actually real. But alarmingly, she also seems to be fully unaware of their stabby nature. Now, as she does believe that tonberries are just a fairy tale, she wasn't sure how to incorporate them into the festival. But luckily for her, Hamlin showed up. And Hamlin seems to be a big fan of tonberries, including wearing a full-on tonberry costume. He also seems not to have told her about the whole tonberry be very stabby situation. So Hamlin is joining the festival this year. He has made some costumes for everybody to wear, including himself. And, well, they're going out town putting up decorations. You know, all with the goal of summoning the 12 arcons back to our world, coming in on flying eggs. The story of this festival is so weird. Anyway, there is though a problem. There is a bunch of sylphs that had made their way into Gridania and are dismantling the decoration and harassing the residents. Now these mischievous little things are also apparently terrified of tonberries, though I'm not sure how they met tonberries ever. As tonberries live around the Wanderer Palace in La Nosca, and the sylphs live, well, in the Black Shroud. It's a very long distance away. But apparently they do know of each other, or at least the sylphs look at the tonberry and are terrified. Maybe it's just because they're green and their heads are round and weird. I don't know. Anyway, Hamlin says he does have a costume for us, so we're gonna have to dress up. I'm very concerned every time I talk to Hamlin. He makes weird noises. Heavy breathing. I don't know what this slurp is, but I don't like somebody talking about me being a perfect little tonberry and then making a weird sound in the same sentence. But I have become a tonberry. At least my size fits it a little bit better. Yeah, it feels wrong. He also keeps on staring at me, which also feels very wrong. I don't like any of this. Now our job is very simple. We are to go around town and scare the green of the sylphs. Now the first one we meet is is a wily whiner who is complaining that if they aren't allowed to have fun with the tusked ones, then the walking ones won't have any fun either. Well, we are a tonberry, so we do the tonberry thing and offer them to have some eggy stabby fun. They refer to us as the monstrous one and claim this is the reason they need the tusked ones. Who in the world are the tusked ones? Next we find two of them who seem to be laying some sort of a trap. Somebody has hidden, or seem to have hidden in a basket of eggs, and they're telling them to stay very quiet and hidden until somebody walks past so they can jump out and scare them. Though the only fright that's happening here is, well, for them, as we are here. We of course offer them to have some eggy stabby fun, and they refuse. We find a final pair down by the river, one of them quite eager to do some mischief while the other one is unsure. And of course I ask them to not be naughty, but just to have some eggy stabby fun. But like before, they run away, referring to me as Sticky One. A tonberry sticky? The costume sticky? I don't like wearing this costume if the costume is sticky. That seems wrong. But with this sorted, we head back to the festival ground to let everybody know that the sylphs have been suitably frightened away. Now we return the outfit to Hamlin, who again keeps on making like weird slurping sounds. Here, you like this, Hamlin? Now we speak to Jilly, who is so happy for her help, and tells us now the festival can begin in earnest. All we have to do is wait for the arcons to arrive. They are coming from Ulda, where they were decorated by the Goldsmith Guild, and they should be arriving any moment. But before the eggs arrive, Nonota, a rather stressed out looking Lalafell, comes over instead. She tells us the caravan has been attacked on the way. The eggs have been scattered on the ground. The mammoth who was delivering them has gone into a frenzy. And the sylphs did it. They are now pilfering the eggs and causing quite the mayhem while talking about how things aren't fair. That if they're not allowed to play with the tusked ones, we should not be allowed to have this thing either. We asked Julie if she knows anything about this tusked one stuff they keep on talking about, and she tells us that some years ago, the sylphs actually used to have a spring festival. But something happened. Apparently part of the festival were these wild pigs, which I'm guessing are the tusked ones. Something happened. And after that, the festival was stopped. Based on how the sylphs are reacting, I wonder if the festival was actually stopped by the sylphs or if they were told to cut it out. Either way, having to watch us prepare for a fun festival, well, that is a little bit upsetting. Thankfully, Hamlin has a plan. He still sounds terrifying as he speaks, but he has a plan. And all he needs is our help to make it work. Now, it turns out the plan is actually just the same as the previous plan. We are to dress up as a tonberry, go out to where the eggs are, and scare the living hell out of the sylphs. Now, of course, it's pointed out that this might not be the greatest idea, as the mammoth is still there, and the mammoth is quite upset right now and might misunderstand this and think we are simply trying to steal the eggs, especially as we are disguised as monsters. But don't worry, he has thought of that as well. We are there to kick it. Well, you know, us personally. So sure, I haven't kicked a mammoth in a while. Might as well go do it now. So we head down to the central shroud where the eggs should be all scattered around the road. Sadly, this is a fate. And as we know, fates mean we have to wait for it. Not exactly my favorite thing to do. Thankfully for you, this is a video, so I'm gonna jump with you straight to the fate itself. Well, I'm gonna wait here. We join the fate, and all we have to do is actually run around dressed as a tonberry and try to get some eggs. It is very chaotic. When you're done gathering up some eggs, simply take them back to Hamlin and continue getting more for the fate. And the sylphs, well, you do have an ability to frighten them, which is absolutely delightful. At the end of the fate, we are rewarded with some eggs and head back to Jilly. When we come back to the city, Hamlin is already there singing the tonberries' praises for saving the day. And something just as flummy as before. I think it's just the costume. I think the costume is really warm and poorly ventilated, which may be causing him to have just a really bad and runny nose. Hamlin is kind of sad though that nobody was really there to witness the tonberries' great defense of this fine festival. But he's actually wrong, as 4 people come over praising the tonberry, though asking if we couldn't, maybe scare the sylphs a little bit less. They did feel a little bit sorry for them. And that request actually brings around an idea. And it's actually Nonota who brings it up. Maybe Jilly's dream was not about tonberries in the festival, or the costumes, but actual tonberry decorations. To decorate an egg in tonberry colors. So a green egg with yellow eyes. And that may be what Jilly has been dreaming of. Now, of course, Hamlin is thrilled by the idea, and Jilly just seems to be happy that Hatching Tide is here. And so we finished the questline for this festival. It was a weird one, fitting this very weird festival. For finishing the festival, we get this interesting emote. I don't think it has like the whole scare factor is supposed to have on a Lalafell. But it looks very fun. And I look forward to seeing it like on a Hrothgar or something. I think they might look suitably scary with it. But that is the quest reward. That is not the only reward you can actually get during the festival. You have to go talk to the Advocate Dreamer, who is also dressed as a tonberry. Because of course they are. Now, to get all the unique rewards from this festival, you're gonna have to have at minimum 15 eggs. That means you're gonna have to run the fade 2 times. But if you wanna get more of the one-use sparkle item, then you're gonna need, well, more. Now, the other unique rewards for the festival is a music scroll, a poster from last year's festival, and a tonberry suit, which can or cannot be dyed in several interesting colors. I will let you discover those on your own. Now, if you go around the festival grounds, depending on where you are in the story and what content you've finished, you might meet some interesting tonberries to speak to, which are all friends in disguise. But no matter what, you will always find the suspect tonberry, which is one of the sylphs from the current questline. They have decided to join the festivities instead of trying to ruin it, and have therefore dressed up for the occasion as a suspect tonberry. I think it's quite adorable. And that's it for this year's festival. We have saved the eggs, we have been allowed to dress up as a tonberry, and partaken in a surprisingly no stabbing. I kind of figured, with us being a tonberry, we would get to have some stabby fun along with the eggy fun. But apparently that was not part of the plan. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you do like Final Fantasy XIV lore every weekend. So, if you want to make sure to see them, do the good YouTube stuff, subscribe, like, do the notification bell, all that. You've heard all the other YouTubers say it. But now, thank you so much for being here. And whatever you end up doing, I hope you have a lovely day.